Good Tuesday morning, all of our Mount Olive Church family and friends. Everybody joins us for devotions for another week and get started here. Hope you got to watch the pastor's message Sunday. Hope you were with us. If not, I hope you were able to join us online or you went back and watched that. And we're going to continue on this week in our devotions, following up with the message. I really like that we do this and kind of refreshes everybody and kind of everybody gets to talk about how a special part of the sermon may have touched us. And you can see I've got on the screen here a picture of some restraints breaking loose. And if you've seen the pastor's message Sunday, or if you were there, you may have seen he used the handcuffs, and that was something that really, really stuck out to me. That didn't sound right, did it? I've not been in handcuffs, okay? I don't want y'all to think I've been in the back of a bunch of cop cars or arrested. So, but the whole point, it just really, it really hit me. Really was the point. It was a wonderful, wonderful, amazing message, but it's the one that hit me the most. And then the pastor started off Monday with a great, great devotion on finding rest. And we all need that. So I'm going to continue on here in Luke chapter 4, verse 18. And you may remember this scripture. I didn't highlight all of them that he highlighted. Some of the other guys may use some of these this week. But he talked about four different aspects here in this verse, and he was talking about the people that were listening to the preaching and the type of people that reached out to. So in verse 18, I've got it on the screen here. It says, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel, one, to the poor. He hath sent me to heal the brokenhearted and to preach deliverance to the captives." That's the one I'm going to talk about today. "And recovering of sight of the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised." So I'm going to talk about deliverance to the captives and the preaching and how that brings deliverance and how Christ has brought deliverance and through his word. And as he used that example of the handcuffs upon the stage Sunday, I really liked that. I thought that was something that really hit home with me. And, I've just kind of thrown up some things here that he listed that day. And, oh man, I think he listed maybe 20. I just throwed some up here that kind of, I think, falls in to a lot of categories with all of us. And he talked about how people today are held captive to the alcohol, how people are held captive to the drugs, to the lust, to the wealth and riches, self-image. That's probably one of the biggest ones today, right? Is self-image. And, what are we putting out there for everybody else to see and making ourselves look good? And we're just so bought into that. Another one that really hit home was pornography, and talking about just 38%, I believe it was 30-some% of men, Christian men in the church that are engaged in that every day. Anger, bitterness, unforgiveness, depression. And like I said, I know he covered some more. But you know what? And I think he made the statement Sunday he wasn't going to get into talking about a bunch of his kids were there and everything. But you know what? I could tell you right now, a lot of these that you see on this screen have had me captive before in my life. And to a certain extent, I still deal with them sometimes. I've kind of talked openly about this before over the last few years. But even the last one you see on the screen here, depression, and I've tried to talk openly about that because I know that that's something that a lot of people do deal with. And it's something that a few years ago, I found myself in a very, very dark place in my life, battling depression and anxiety. And I've always tried to be open about that. I fought against it for a long time, didn't want to talk about it. But, these are the ones that you see on this screen right here. And we talk about those, and the ones that the pastor mentioned, and all those, sooner or later, one of those that he brought out is going to hit you. And it's going to hit you at a place that, this has had a hold on me. This has had a captive on me. And I love the part he used about the handcuffs. But this was a quote that I had wrote down here and I put on the screen. And this was one of his from Sunday. And he says, this captivity and these things that you see here, it consumes our mind and our attention instead of God. It consumes our mind and our attention instead of God. And how true is that? How much time is it taken away? How much time is that taken away in our focus from God because we're bound up in those things? I want to give you this other last verse here, and it comes from John 8:34. It says, Jesus answered them and said, Verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin. And the servant abideth not in the house forever, but the Son abideth forever. In verse 36, it says, If the Son therefore shall make you free, you shall be free indeed. Go back sometime today, if you get a chance, and look at the first part of John chapter 8. And you'll see that Jesus, he comes to an adulterous woman, and everyone's ready to stone her. And you'll see his comments toward her. And then you see the disciples and how they questioned him. You'll see the Jews and those that had believed on him, and they said, "How can you say you set us free? We've never been slave to any man." But he gave them this example. I want you to know today, don't be held captive. Don't be held captive by your past, no matter what's went on, no matter what you've went through. If the Son has set you free, you are free indeed. And I pray today, if you're battling any of those things that's we've put on the screen there, any of those things that the pastor mentioned Sunday that's keeping you captive, that's keeping you bound down. God paid that price. Christ paid that price. God sent his Son and he paid that price. He paid that debt for us, and he paid that debt to make us free. That should make us shout today. That should make us, that should make us put a smile on our face to know that nothing he can't deliver us from. I hope you all have a great week. Have a great day. God bless.